there are a few types of factoring of polynomials we're going to learn today. Okay? First one is we're going to factor out a monomial. Now, like last time I told you that factoring is the opposite of distributing, right? It's like the opposite of multiplying. So like last time, you might have had something like this. And you would have to distribute, right? So last time you would have to multiply all of those things and you would get, let's see, 3a cubed minus 3a squared b minus 9a squared. Is that right? That would be your answer. Today, what you're going to do is you're going to be given this, and that's your answer. So the thing you're going to look for is like, Alex, if it has something like this, here's all it's going to say. It's going to say factor or factor completely, right, Priscilla? And the thing you have to ask yourself is, what was distributed? That's what you have to ask yourself. What was distributed? Another way to think about it, Sam, is like when you look at it, you can say, what do all of the terms have in common? So these are your two questions. I like in Spanish how they start questions with the upside down question mark.
The same with the exclamation point.
Because it kind of tells you what's coming. That's a good idea. So, I mean, I like to know. Good or bad, I want to be prepared. So, what do all terms have in common? That's the question you're going to ask yourself. This is the easiest kind of distributing, and it's also the easiest kind of factoring. M&M, the thing that makes this kind difficult is you always got to check this kind. Even when you're not doing them anymore, this is the most basic, and that's the thing you want to check first. Okay? So, that's the first kind. The second kind we're going to do today, we're going to be factoring I'll write it out in words and then I'll explain what it means. Quadratics, or quadratic expressions, when a equals 1. So what I mean by that, quadratic has an exponent of 2, a degree of 2, right? And they're like this, ax squared plus bx plus c. Jacobo, here's the thing. We're not going to have letters for A, B, and C. Those are going to be numbers. But the x's, this is how it's going to look. You're going to have a number times x plus another number times x plus c. It's going to look like that. And so, but A will be 1 for all of the ones we're going to do in this part. So it'd be something like x squared minus 3x minus 40. Well, like that. And where this would come from, and I'll show you how to do this in a minute. So Rachel, last time you had stuff like this that you had to multiply, and you remember like the shortcut, and this would be your answer. So now it's backwards. The trick is, I'll kind of give you a preview of the trick. You know, the first two multiply to make x squared. That's easy, right? The outside is 5 and the inside is negative 8. And you see together those make negative 3. And you see that's the outside plus the inside. Remember the oi? Yeah. And then the last two though, if you look at the last two, negative 8 times negative 5, that's where the negative 40 comes from. So we're going to do that today too, Jackie. Dang, Jackie, it's going to be a lot because that's not even, we're not done. But wait, you're like, there's more. Order now, just pay separate shipping and handling. And we're also going to do it when a is not equal to 1. That's where it gets a little trickier. Like 3x squared minus 2x minus 5. So M&M, here's what's going to happen today. We're going to do all three of these things right here, right? This one's easy. I'm not saying it's easy right now. And just because I say it's easy doesn't mean it's going to be like, oh, I got that already. It might be a struggle to learn it. Like, you'll learn it pretty quick, and once you get it, you'll be like, okay, I got that. It's not going to be one of those things you get and then, oh, wait, what was that? You know what I mean, Sam? Sometimes you learn something, and then it's gone, and then you get it again, and then it's gone. I don't think this will be like that for most people. This one's not so difficult either. Once you see the pattern, you're like, oh, that's not too bad. This is the one that's going to make you want to curl up in the corner and cry. But it's not that bad either. You just have to be patient with yourself. Once you see how this kind works over here, then it's not going to be bad. Here, I'll write the answer for this one. In fact, oh man, Vanessa, here's one of the things that makes this last kind tricky. Vanessa, there's not really any steps on paper. It's all in your noggin. Man, the way we're going to do this, the best way, is called guess and check. So check this out. Check this out. You know how we got FOIL, right? Mm-hmm. We make a guess based on what two things multiply to make 3x squared. And the first two things, that would go here and here. So the only way I can get 3x squared would be 3x times x. That's the only thing. And then we guess the last. So what two numbers multiply to make -5? So that's either going to be a 5 here, and a 1 here, or a 5 here and a 1 there. Because these last two numbers, remember, these last two things will multiply together to make that. Yeah. So I'm going to write it correctly because I remember, I know the answer. It's going to be like this. But pretend I didn't know that was the answer for sure. That's your guess. And then what you do to check is you check the outside plus the inside. So the outside, you see the outside makes 3 and the inside makes 5. And it's an opposite sign. So you're going to be subtracting them. And the difference of those is 2. You want it to be -2, so it's going to be like this. That's the thing I'm going to show you how to do today. That's the hard one. I know it's a lot. You'll get it. We'll take it easy. Math is like dating. Yeah, take your time. Bless you. He's allergic to factoring too. Look at that, Eminem. Man, increíble. Oh yeah. Okay. So, you ready? Rachel's like, I'm born ready. She's like, let's do this. I've been waiting all week. She's like, when we left Thursday, I couldn't wait so we could come back on Tuesday and learn how to factor. Let's do this. All gangster on it. Okay, Sam, you ready? Man, poor Sonia's not here today. Sad story. Okay, Vanessa, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So we're going to do this one first, right? Here's the thing. That's the thing you have to keep in mind, okay? What was distributed, or what do all of the terms have in common? So, Mr. Cuevas, this is the kind, like, on a test, these are either just right or wrong. The instructions will say factor completely. And what that means is basically undistribute. Okay, Jack. So Priscilla, with factoring, there's stuff you have to just recognize by looking. And so you have to recognize that 18 and 27 have a common factor. They do have a factor of 3, but they also have a factor of 9. And you see this word right here? That means if you only took out the 3, if you did this, you would get 6x plus 9. You wouldn't be right because it's not completely factored. Because, here, we'll write this down so that you can use your notes to study. So this, not completely factored. Because, porque sí, cabrón. No, wait, not that. Because, sorry, Alex. I didn't mean to say that out loud. Wow, oops.
Dang, I wonder what you're saying on your mind.
Well, if you think that was bad, you should hear what I was thinking. Anyway. All right, Alex. No, the reason why is because there's still a common factor here. There is still a common factor. Of 3, right? 6 and 9 have a common factor of 3.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not completely factored. This would be better. See, watch. This isn't a step. This is what I see. When I look at this, this is what I see. That's 9 times 2, and this is 9 times 3. They have a common factor of 9. That's what I'm going to divide out. That was what was distributed, is a 9. So that's going to be 2x plus 3. That's complete. Done. And I know it's done because there's no common factor left.
Oh, so it all depends what's inside?
Simon Limon.
Oh, yeah, I was like,
You see now, Alex?
now I see.
Okay. That's $10, Alex. Should we try a different one, Alex? Okay. What letter should we use, Alex? A?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do 15a cubed plus 5a. So when you look at these, you got to think, what do the terms have in common, or what is the common factor they share? Or you could say it like, what was distributed to that? A couple, you see that they both have an A. So we're definitely going to be able to take an A out. Like, for sure, for sure. And now here's a big thing right here. Eminem, you see there's one term, there's two terms? The factoring's not going to change the number of terms. Not when you're taking out just a monomial. There's going to be 2 terms left inside the parentheses. That's kind of a messy thing, because especially on this one, because, well, there's a factor of 5, right? This is 5 times 3 times a squared. That's not a step, but that's, when I look at this, that's what I'm seeing. The reason I'm seeing that is because you see 5a, and this one would be plus 5 times a times 1. So Sam, I normally don't write this, but that's what I'm recognizing. They both have a 5. I'm going to divide a 5 out, right? And I'm going to divide that a out. Do you see? And I'm left with 3a squared más uno. The thing everybody forgets is the plus 1. What's up, Eminem?
I forget what you're talking.
Did you get it right? Sugar la mano. See, you say you don't like math, but when you get one right on your own, you smile. Right? Right. And it's not a mean smile, like you're putting saran wrap over the toilet seat of your blind grandmother. It's not like that kind of a smile. I know. That's not right.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it's a different kind of smile. It's like, oh, that makes me feel good.
I have a feeling you've done that
have that
before.
blind stick and she would hit the toilet, wouldn't she, to make sure that the toilet seat is up so she'd feel it?
No, yeah, but you put it on there, like underneath. You can't see, and it just, splashes and make a mess. Okay, you put
I have a feeling you've done that before.
Okay, you're laughing because your grandmother burned her face because the phone rang and she answered the iron. It's not that kind of smile.
That makes it like 5 times funnier.
The one Alex said was funnier?
No, Sam's laugh.
Oh, Sam's laugh. Oh, I know. The joke's not even funny. The joke's not even funny, but Sam's laugh is funny.
Yeah.
Okay, Sam. Okay, both of these examples we did with just 2 terms, but it doesn't matter how many terms there are. There could be like 5 terms, 4 terms. I think the most we're going to see is 3. So let's try this one. Let's do 4. 3 terms. I think that's the most we'll see for this class. It's just 3 terms. So Jacobo, do you see, like as you're writing it, you see they all have an x? And they're also, all of them are even. So we're at least going to be able to take out a 2 because they're all even. And we're at least going to be able to take out an x because they all have an x. This has 1 x, that has 2 x's, that has 4 x's. Ooh, that's kind of ugly. That might be confusing because, Rachel, this is 4 x's not because of this. That doesn't have anything to do with the 4 x's. The 4 x's is the exponent says that that's 4 x's multiplying. And this 2 is why there's 2 x's multiplying. It has nothing to do with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out a 2 because 2 goes into everything. And we're going to take out an x. So 2x times what equals 4x to the 4th? Well, 2 times 2 is 4, right? And x times x cubed would be x to the 4th. Good so far?
Good so far.
Okay. And then Priscilla, we have to figure out 2x times what equals 2x squared. That's x. And then minus, don't mess up your signs. 4. Alex, quit talking to Jackie.
But then it wouldn't be completely factored because it still has.
All right, so this is tricky, right?
Yeah.
So your question, let me make sure I understand your question. You're saying this one might not be done because if I look at what's left inside, right? These 2 things have a common factor. And these 2 have a common factor. But not all 3 of them have a common factor.
So then that's it?
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, so you above one. Okay, never mind.
Okay? I got two more examples, and then I'm going to have you guys try a few. Listo? Do you have questions before we move on? No? Okay. Alex, put it away. Put it away, Alex. Put it away, Alex. Alex. Yeah, Alex, that's you. So, first thing I got to show you. If the first number is negative, if the first term is negative, you want to factor out a negative. You want to factor out a negative. Whoa, it got all blurry. Whoa, there we go. Let me show you a couple examples what I mean. I'll let you write that down first. This is a big idea. This is one of those like little quirky things that you can forget about, and then all of a sudden it'll show up. And Sam, you won't be marked wrong if you forget to do this, but there's stuff we have to do after we factor, and if you don't take out the negative, you're going to mess up the stuff that comes later. Because the reason you want to do this is it makes the following steps easier. Now we're not going to do those following steps yet today, but in the future we will be. So this is a big deal. This will make your life easy. And it's kind of sad that our book has 105 problems for practicing factoring, and not one of them makes you do this. That's crazy. Okay, Mr. Cuevas, let me give you an easy example. Let's say we had something like negative x squared plus 3x plus 4, and we wanted to factor that. Jacobo, you see how the first thing's negative?
Yeah.
But they don't all have an x in common, and they don't all have a number in common they don't have anything in common. So all we're going to do is we're going to take out a negative 1. And so then that's going to be x squared, and that's going to be minus 3x, and that's going to be minus 4. All the signs changed. What if grasshoppers had guns?
Yeah.
So Alex, do you know how you know if you're right? Okay, You can't always tell if you factored completely this way, but you can tell if your factoring is correct. You could distribute this you can distribute and see if you get that back. And if you do, then you did it right. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Can it work with like any negative, like let's
say that was negative 8? Yeah. No problems.
So
Absolutely.
You would just put, it would always be -1 in front of the whole.
Or
problem?
like here, I'll show you.
Negative X.
So what if we had negative? Okay, how about negative 50? M&M squared. That's M&M.
Okay.
Like this? Before we talk about that one, I want to tell you about this. The thing we're going to learn after we learn the monomial thing is we're going to learn how to factor this thing on the inside. Okay? Today. Because that actually can still be factored more. But it's different. You can't take there's nothing in common, but if you see that's got a degree of 2, when they have, whoa, you alright? Wow, he's like, I hate degree of 2. When it has a degree of 2, that's the quadratic stuff we were talking about that we're going to do like this. Backwards of oil. Okay. So M&M, this one here, they all have a 5, and these two have an M, but that one doesn't, right? So I'm going to take out a negative 5. And I'm going to be left with 10m squared minus 2m plus 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not always.
So yeah, this time it was just a 1 because they didn't really have anything in common, and it was negative. This time they have a negative number they all have in common. Be careful of those signs. Anytime you see a negative, you got to slow down. It's like you ladies, if you're dating a guy and he talks bad about his mother, he's mean to her, he's no good. Slow down. Watch, you'll see. I'm telling you, it's true. It's true. It's true, Alex. I'm sure you're nice to your mother.
She's mean to me.
That's good. Probably not enough. Yeah. All right. All right. So, do you want to try a few? Let's try a few. Okay, Alex, here we go. We're not going to spend a whole bunch of time. You can see on the clock right here, right? Well, you guys can. When you use this to review, you won't be able to see it. But you see the clock right there? It says 23:30 almost. 23:27, 28, 29, 30. It says 23:30. We're going to be done with this at 26, whether you're done or not. So we're going to just do 4 problems. Come on, Jacobo, it's time to shine. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that was the idea. It was supposed to be. have 25 seconds left. Done or not, which is okay. Done or not, 25 seconds. Well, 17 seconds now. Last one got you? There's nothing in common, is there? Can't be factored then. Yeah, cannot be factored. I'm glad you asked that. So if it was a quiz and it said factor completely, and this was your question, you could do one of two things. You could either write cannot be factored, or you could just write 2m minus 3k plus 5. You get one of the two. One of the two. But if you leave it blank, it's going to look like you skipped it. So don't leave it blank. Okay. Let's see here. I'm just going to show you. All right, let's see. 7 goes into both, right?
Yeah.
And m. So 7m. And then I'm running out of room. 2m minus 3.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It says 7 on the inside and 2 on the outside.
That's a sad story.
I know.
Because what'd you write here?
I didn't do that. I didn't know what to put because I was confused.
Oh.
Switched them.
Oh, yeah. That's a sad story, Jackie. Okay, Jackie. See, that's because Alex was helping you earlier.
I was.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. It starts with a negative, right? So we want to take out a negative, and they both have a 13, and they both have an x.
Yeah.
So x minus 2. See, Vanessa? That happy feeling of accomplishment, of pride in work well done. That doesn't happen in English class.
No, it does not.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And I like English class a lot.
Me too.
But, when I get a good grade in English, I'm not like, woo! Look at me. Yeah. Okay, Alex, last one. They all have an x squared. They also all have a factor of 9. They do have a 3, but they also all have a 9. Hate when that happens. So x squared minus 2x plus 3. How are we doing? Good or bad? Good? So far so good? Cool. Yeah, you guys got this. The thing that makes this tricky is you got to practice. And you got to focus. Abe? Okay. Man, there's one more. Because a while ago, when we were doing these up here, I told you I had 2 more examples, and I only gave you 1. I mean, we did 2 of the same thing, but there was another factoring out a constant, like factoring out a monomial that's kind of weird looking that I need to show you. It's the confusing one. It's not hard, but it's confusing because you're going to be like, huh? Yeah, you'll see. Rachel's like, no, stop that, Mr. Brown. I'm never like, huh, in math. I've never been confused. Actually, Rachel's face was like, and how's this going to be different than anything else? Right? Yeah, we got this. Don't worry. Okay, Eminem, check this out. The reason this part is going to be tricky is these are totally different things. This is 2 times a number and then plus the 3. Right? This is 2 times a number. This one right here is 2 times a number. I don't know what the number is, but it's 3 more than whatever x is. This is 2 times the number x, and then whatever that product is, I have to add 3 to it. So this is 2, and this is some number. It's just one number, though. It's not 2 numbers. It's just one number. It looks like 2 numbers, but it's 1. And the reason it's 1 is because of the parentheses. The parentheses group it together and make it one thing. That's the thing that's tricky. You're going to go cry? Good. Yeah. Is it cold in here, Eminem? Or was it?
Hmm?
Was it cold in here a minute ago? A little? Because you could, if you're cold, you can sit in the corner.
Can you sit in the corner?
Yeah, it's 90 degrees. It's warm there in a corner, 90 degrees. Ah. I'm sorry. Sam's like, really? It's warm over there?
I'm looking at what corner.
Like, which one? Which one? Right. Why is the corner warm? Right. Yeah, the vents are all over the corners, right? Well, that one anyway.
Except for that one.
Yeah.
That one's fine.
Okay, so Vanessa, let me show you how this works. So let's say we had 2 times x plus 3 plus x times x plus 3. Now, I'm going to write something that's similar but different. What if it was 2 times a plus x times a? What do they have in common? The a. So that would be a times 2a. Right? Like that. Do you see how the a is similar to the x plus 3? The x plus 3 is what they have in common. This is just a number. It's one number. It's not 2 numbers. That's one number. That's one number. It's one number right there. X plus 3. I don't know what number it is. It's 3 more than x. That's all I know. Sam, that's the thing we can take out. Just like we could took. Just like we could took. I can speak English, I promise.
You can speak.
Just like we took out the a, we can take out the x plus 3. Well, washa. What happens when you take out the number? Okay, so the number is x plus 3, but it's in a group, so we're going to put it in a group. And you see how you put parentheses, right? Dos más x. See? It's a little tricky. That's a little tricky. I know it's a little tricky. But, all right, look. Yeah, I don't even know. That's the thing in common right there, and that's what we took out.
Alright, and then where does the 2 plus x come from?
Where did the 2 plus x come from?
From there?
Where did this 2 plus x come from?
Oh, from right there.
Because we took the a out, right?
Yeah.
So we took the a out, and what's left? 2 plus x. Here we're taking this out. Right there. What's left? 2 más x.
Oh, okay, now I see. Ah!
This is the kind you'll see, and then you'll not see, and then you'll see again, and you'll not see, and then you'll see, and then you'll not see again. Sam's like, Sam, I'm saying, like, sometimes you're like, oh, I got it, and then you try it, and like, I don't get it. And then you'll be like, oh, I got it, and then I don't get it anymore. It's one of those kind of things. Let's try one. You try one. Here we go. I know that's kind of ugly looking. This is a skill that you're going to need later, though.
Isn't it?
Sam, what do they have in common? 3 minus k in a group, right? So that's what you're going to write on the outside. That's what you're going to take out, just like you took the a out.
A plus b.
Simon. Like that, Alex.
Alright, but what if
What if?
we put it backwards, like a plus b?
So you want to know, could I write a plus b times 3 minus k?
Yeah.
I have a question for you, Alex. What's 5 times 3?
13.
Is 3 times 5 the same?
Yeah.
Does it matter which goes first?
Alright.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. Either way is the same.
Alright.
Yeah. All right. How are we doing? Good?
Okay. Is it always gonna look like that?
No.
No?
Show me different.
I made it look as easy as possible.
Well, make it
Because I
as
made the numbers
ugly as
really
hell.
weird. Like, yeah. Okay.
Make it like the sepsis room.
I was gonna say that.
No way.
You're gonna say what?
I was gonna say, make it like one of the girls that's
Make it sepsis room.
Wow. Okay, we're gonna move on. You'll see. We'll get back to that. You'll see. Trust me. I got a plan. Okay, Eminem. Hi, Eminem. Jackie, turn that off. You don't.
I am.
Wait. Yeah, thank you,
It's
Alex.
because it's on. You didn't hear it?
Hey, nobody cares. Ha!
Well,
Okay,
I should
Jackie.
leave it on.
Check this out. You know how you would do this if I asked you to multiply that? Do you remember? You would figure out the way you would do this, the shortcut. So you know the first two make x squared, right? And that's plus 7.
I thought it was 17. That's fine.
And that's minus 2. Plus 7 minus 2, isn't that plus 5? Right? And then the last two make minus 14. Do you remember that from Thursday? Yeah? That's how you're going to do all of that backwards. You're going to figure out. All right, I'll tell you. I'll just tell you. Watch. Oh boy. Oh, there's the 2. Do you see how 5 would be B and negative 14 would be C? See what I'm talking about? The way you get from here to here, the way you get from this product to the factors is you have to figure out, and you have to do it in order. But two numbers. What numbers multiply to make C? And the same numbers. That's the question you have to figure out. So here we're being asked what two numbers multiply to 14 and the same two numbers add to 5. So Priscilla, we could do like in our head, kind of thinking about this, right? Let's see, those numbers multiply to 14 and those numbers multiply to 14 and that's it. Let's see. That's a funky chart right there, Sam. Sam, here's the thing. You see how this is a minus right there? Now it says add, but that means that these two numbers here are going to be different signs. Remember, we talked about that quite a bit. We made a big deal about it on Thursday. Like these two numbers right here, they multiply together to make this number. And if this number is negative, that means these are different signs. Which means when you're adding them, because they're different signs, you really are subtracting them. So here we're looking for two numbers that multiply 14, and their opposite sides, and their difference is 5. And that's it, 7 and 2. That's how you're going to get your numbers. Now the only thing you got to be careful of is it's going to be a positive 5, so the 7 has to be positive, because 7 plus negative 2 would be 5. Okay, Rachel, I know you're really excited about this part, right? She's like, I'm pumped. She's like, I miss Sonia.
Where is she?
Sonia? She's in Vegas. Yeah, right? Or something. Oh, that's not as good.
No, it's not. That's
That's not as good. Actually, yeah. Okay. So, check this out. This is one of those things also, there's not much work on paper. Like, you can write this out if you want, but you can also do it in your head. So, let me just show you. Let me show you an example. Don't even write it down. Just watch. Just listen. Watch. Alex. Just watch. Don't even write it down. Watch. We're going to factor this one. Okay, so the clue is, you see there's not a number in front of the x squared.
Oh, don't write this down?
No, you don't need to write it down. So Vanessa, the clue is there's no number in front of the x squared, right? Mm-hmm. So that actually makes this easy. In a lot of ways, this is easier than the thing we just learned. Like the whole factoring out a monomial. Because what you got to do, you got to figure out what two numbers multiply to make this, and the same two numbers add to make that. So it's positive like you start with this number, it's positive. That means your two answers are the same sign. So we're looking for two numbers that make 16 multiplying. So that could be 4 and 4, 16 and 1, or it could be 4 and 4, 16 and 1, or 8 and 2. Right? Those are the only things that multiply to make 16. Now, out of those, we have to figure out which of these add up to make 10. That's the only answer. And it doesn't matter if you put the 2 first or the 8. You can put the 2 here and the 8 there. It doesn't matter. That's it.
Can I write it down now?
Would it help?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I think what would help is if you wrote down what we did. Because this, I don't really think this is going to help. Like, maybe this would, but I think you would have to write down, these are the numbers that multiply to 16. These are the factors of 16. These factors add to 10. Are you putting that on Snapchat?
Mm-hmm.
Jackie.
It's because I ran out of space. I took a picture of it. What? I can't take a picture of it?
Sure. Sure, you can take a picture. How are you going to do with this?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll put it in the screen.
Why don't you just say what's over?
What this guy actually did.
Oh.
Vanessa, you got a question? You ready to try some?
Yeah, I'm ready to try some.
Try some.
Yeah? Okay. Let's try a few.
Just another idea.
Now, you should take your time on these. You'll get fast at them. Don't get frustrated like there's some of you that probably remember how to do this from before. And if you see somebody like get the answer right away, don't get frustrated. Even with me, sometimes I get the answer like right away, and sometimes I have to think about it for a while. Because the numbers that work just aren't coming to my mind. So you have to be patient with yourself. All right. Don't let me trick you. I'm trying to trick you. I promise I am trying to trick you because I am evil. Okay, there we go. Let's try those. Oh man, that's mean. Dang, that's mean. Here's the thing. If you're getting mixed up when you're doing this, that means you're learning. Really.
Really? This is what learning is like?
Yeah. It's uncomfortable, right?
This is like, I don't know, this is the most confused I've been.
Okay. So all you're going to do, you're going to figure out what two numbers multiply to 6, and the same two numbers add to 5. That's it. That's the idea. What two numbers multiply to 6, add to 5. And for the second one, add to 7, right? And for the next one, multiply to positive 6, add to negative 5. Yeah. Yeah, confused means you're learning. Or it means you're about to learn. Or punch a baby, one of the two.
Or punch a baby.
Yeah. No baby punching allowed, Sam.
Are you sure? No, I love babies.
To punch them. Wow, Sam. You seem like such a sweet, nice person, and then there's the baby punching. The baby punching. going on, Eminem? Nada mucho? Okay, Eminem. While you guys are working on this, I'll write down how you do this. What numbers? That's okay. It's good practice. It's good practice. That's what they're learning right now. You'll see in the next class, this is like an absolutely essential skill.
Now, like the formula, the final formula, which one is this?
Yeah, it's going to look like
xg plus bx plus c, right?
Well, that's what we're starting with, right? We have x squared plus bx plus c. That's what we're starting with.
Yeah.
And we want to factor it, so it's going to be...
So yeah, okay, the instruction you gave below for that formula.
Right. So it's going to be x and then plus or minus a number, plus or minus another number. Now you see where those numbers go?
Yeah.
I would be confused with the signs.
Yeah, signs are tricky. But Vanessa's like, I'm not confused at all today. I got this. She's like Vanessa in Fuego, boy.
Nah. Okay. So you don't pass over the squared?
Because remember, when you multiply two things together like this, you multiply those first two numbers together. That's how you end up with that. We're doing it backwards, though. So, Sam, if I gave you this, your answer would look like that. Right, Sam? Sam, are you done?
Yeah.
Yeah? You don't sound very confident or happy. It's like, yeah, I'm done. I wish there was more. Vanessa, you done?
Not really.
Oh, what's that mean?
Just I need 3 more.
Oh, okay.
She's halfway there. No, not a quarter.
She's 2/5 of the way there.
There you go. Okay.
Right.
That's more than half.
A little less. It's a little less.
It's a little less. That's true. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
You know what? It's okay. Math is hard.
I'm so
sleepy. I don't know what's left or right.
Math is hard. Alex, you done?
With life?
Yeah, that too.
What do you say?
With life.
Life.
Is Jackie done?
Me?
Jackie, are you done?
Yeah.
Got them all?
But
Okay. Eminem, are you stuck?
I've done all of them, but one of them, when I check them, doesn't.
Okay, should we go over them? Let's go over them, even if you're stuck. It's okay. Let's show you. You ready, Jacobo?
Yeah.
Okay. Listo, Priscilla? Okay, Priscilla. Watch. Man.
Are you just gonna write down the answer? Or just gonna, like, the list of it?
There aren't any steps. All you can do is write down the answer. That's what makes this tricky. You can't take a picture of this. Jackie, you can't take a picture of this. You have to pay attention.
She called me a poodle.
I know. I heard. So, Priscilla, the way these all work, right? All of these, because it's x squared plus a number times x plus another number, right? All of these, if you can factor them, it's going to look like this, and it's going to be x, and then a number and another number right here. Okay? Now, the thing I know about this one, the first thing I look at is like, that's positive. So that means that these two numbers are the same sign. Because this number here times that number there will equal 6. So it's positive. And then they add up to make this, so they're both positive, right? So I know for sure that that's the case. Whereas, like, if I look at this one down here, you see how that's a positive? But that's a negative. That means that they're both negative. Because these two numbers are going to multiply together to make positive 6. They add to make a negative 7. That means they're both negative.
And if they're both negative?
If they're both negative, I don't know. I have to figure it out. They're different signs is all I know. One's plus, one's minus. Okay? All right. So the two numbers that multiply to 6 and add to 5 would be 2 and 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5. It's no problem. X plus 3, x plus 2, no problema. Okay? Now, the two numbers that multiply to 6 and add to 7, 6 and 1. And they're both positive, because, yeah. M&M, the reason they're both positive. Again, these two numbers multiply to make positive 6, and then that's plus 1x, and this is plus 6x. That makes plus 7x. That's why this is that. If I gave you this problem right here last Thursday, and I asked you to multiply it, you'd give me that answer.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're right. If you multiply these together and you get that, you're right. Say that again, Jackie. What's your question?
Because I put x plus 1 and then x plus 6, does it matter
If anybody else did that, it would be fine, but not you. But yeah, that's fine. Yeah?
But would it depend if the signs are different, right?
Yeah, like the sign goes with the number that's appropriate. Like for example, this next one. Oh, actually, they're both negative.
Yeah.
The two numbers multiply to 6 and both add to negative 5, minus 2, minus 3. Or minus 3, minus 2, same thing.
Oh, yeah.
But this next one was where you have to be really careful. This is the tricky one on the page. So, washa. I know it's 2 and 3. No, it's not 2 and 3. It's 6 and 1. Check this out. It's plus 1 minus 6.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only possible answer. Because 2 and 3,
To get negative 5.
that's right. Because if they're different signs, it's going to make a difference of 1.
Okay.
Yeah. If it was 2 and 3 and you're subtracting, then the middle number would be 1, not 5. And here we're subtracting because they're different signs. That's how you end up with a negative 6. Yeah? Day. Sam, let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 problems out of 5. How many did you get right?
Out of the what?
5 problems on the board. How many did you get right? Oh, we didn't do the last one.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's back the truck up. Okay. Same sign. two numbers that multiply to 6 and add to 7. Okay.
The one that tricked me.
Yeah, those, yeah.
The trickiest one was
Out of 5, how many did you get right, Alex? Oh. What about you, Sam?
I got the first one wrong.
Really?
Yes.
What did Jackie call you a little while ago?
I got the third one. Huh? I got the third one wrong.
Hmm.
And I thought that was the easier one. You
Okay.
explained it.
I got the first one wrong.
How are we doing? Otherwise. Yes, ma'am.
Does it matter if like the matters but the
Signs
numbers
is
are
where I
changed?
get wrong.
So if they're the same sign, it's really easy to understand. But like here, you could write this, and this is the same. It doesn't matter the order in which you multiply two numbers. And the thing is, this is just one number times another number. So it doesn't matter which one goes first. But what does matter is the 6 is negative, not positive. And the 1 is positive, not negative. That matters.
Well, the numbers doesn't matter, just the symbols.
The sign goes with it, yeah. Muy importante. You know what a cow's favorite word in Spanish is, I think. I told you before. Cow's favorite word in Spanish?
What?
That's a cow's favorite word in Spanish.
Muy?
Yeah. What do cows say? You're overthinking it.
Yeah.
You are way overthinking it. It's not a joke in Spanish, it's just a joke. What do cows say? What sound do cows make? Moo.
Muy.
Muy. Moo.
You really milked that one.
Ah! But nobody got it. It was an utter disaster.
Yeah.
An utter disaster.
Ah, Alex got that part. The utter disaster. Cows are born with the ability to do math.
To what? To what?
They can do math when they're born. Yeah. Yeah.
How would you know
They can't, but they can't. Well, yeah, they're born. They can multiply.
Multiply.
But to add or subtract or divide, they have to use a calculator.
A calculator. These calculators. I don't even say this.
Let's see here. Bricks are hard.
What? They are.
Bricks are hard.
Especially in the face. Bro,
Yeah.
what does a nervous cow make?
What? Okay. A
I
cow
saw that one coming a mile away.
yeah, a cow that drank too much coffee, right? Shaky. So check this out. Today we were going to do a take-home quiz, but I don't think we're quite ready because this is tricky, and there was one more thing we're going to learn, but I think we need to practice these a little more. So I have two things. We're going to spend the rest of today just practicing. We're going to do just 4 problems at a time. Okay? 4 problems, and I'll give you time to work on them. But you can't write them down and avoid them because you will never learn. You have to try them. Because Jacobo, the thing is, the thing you're looking for are numbers that multiply to this, and the same 2 numbers add to make that. Every time, that's what you're doing, right? And that part, it's easy to understand that. I don't think anybody doesn't understand that. So you got to make yourself do them. And then M&M, the problems that are practice problems in the book, I think are like, this is the kind of practice that if you don't do it, you have no chance. But if you do the practice, you're going to be fine. Like, especially this one. Okay, so let's try those 4. Alex, quit texting me.
Take out your phone too.
I was blocking your number. Come on, Alex.
I remember
if you're worried about getting all 4 done, don't. Just worry about getting 1 done. Get that one done, and then worry about getting another done if there's time. You know what I mean? Don't put pressure on yourself to get all 4 done. You can only do 1 at a time. Priscilla's like, I got this. Right? Or no? Yeah. You just have to figure them out, is all. If you really, really get stuck, or you're just having trouble getting your head around how to do it, you can do this little table right here. I don't like it forever, but if it helps you learn how to do it, or if it helps you get unstuck, it's a good thing. But it's kind of like training wheels, and we want you to be able to ride the bike, right? But these training wheels are okay. So, Vanessa, check this out. I was just telling Sam, if you get stuck, you can try this. So, Rachel, the way this works is you take your last number and you put it here in this little table, right? And then underneath it, you write all the factors. Do them in order. Because if you're stuck, you forgot a factor. So, put them all there, right? On the right, add the factors. On the left, you subtract them. And then, because that's minus, you're looking for subtraction. And you're looking for that 2. That 2 comes from 5 and 7. Those are your numbers. All you got to do is figure out the sign. That's it. What? Au? 2 for 2. How about Vanessa?
What?
2 for 2?
Yes. I got
You actually sound worried.
No.
Did you hear it in her voice? She was like,
for a second,
okay.
But then I saw the orange.
Yeah, okay. You just sounded worried, like you were expecting to miss the next 2.
No, I was completely lost until you said
Oh.
the 2 for 2. I'm like, lost one. I got confused. Don't worry.
Yeah, that was
So that's it.
4 for 4. What? Eminem, you 4 for 4? Dang. You go, girlfriend. How about Priscilla? How did she do?
Yeah, I did 5 to 4, but it's the number 3. I just the sign messed me up on one.
Okay, so you had the numbers right, but signs backwards. Okay. So you had x minus 4x plus 7?
Actually,
Yeah, that would make a plus 3.
I had negative, it's plus 6. I put negative 6.
That would make minus 2 in the middle. Yeah. Those signs are tricky. That's the trickiest thing about this. Actually, finding the numbers, especially after you get used to it, you start figuring them out really fast. The signs are what you have to be careful of.
That's what I'm having trouble on now.
Yeah.
Mister,
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Uncle Joe in the corner.
90.
So
Yeah.
didn't you say that when we have a negative and a positive, they're both always going to be negative?
So if these two numbers here are different signs, right? Then that's negative. That's all you know for sure. They're different signs. That's negative. Now it doesn't even, if this is negative, it doesn't even matter what this one is. They're different signs already. So like this one, for example.
So if the last number is negative, it's going to be a different
Then they're
sign.
different signs, and that's where it gets tricky.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. How are we doing? Good or bad? Alex, did you get all 4 right? What about Jackie? Did you get all 4 right?
He helped me and like 2 of them.
Oh, so that means no, you didn't get all 4 right.
No.
Okay.
I got 1 and 4 right, and then he helped me with 2 and
2 and 3. Okay. So, Rachel, how are you feeling about this? Like on a scale of 1 to 4, 4 being a no problems, 1 being like, what class is this? 3.5. So you're good. Okay, so all you gotta do is practice. So this is really, really important practice. So the problems that you should be able to do. Because we were gonna do a take-home quiz, but I think we need more practice first. So chapter 4.2, which is on page 281. 281. 281. Right? 281. Uh-huh. Okay. You should be able to do... Okay. Now the first part we did was like number 1 through 10. That was the things we did at first. That's the monomial stuff, okay? That's not as tricky, but you should still be able to do it. And then the stuff we're doing that's like this, there's not actually very many in there, which kind of sucks because there's only 17 through 22. That's not really enough practice, I don't think. Because, yeah. But that's what we have. That's what our book has. Oh, I didn't hear what you said.
No, sorry. No, like if there isn't a lot, you could just email us.
I could email you something, yeah. Well, if you don't have you don't have to do these either, but if you would like the extra practice, I can email you some problems that are this, that right now. I'll look for it right now, actually. So anyway, that's all we got for today. Okay? Day.